Morning, Rita. Your mind starts to wander, your mind starts to drift. Just bring it back to that natural breath. Relaxing the space in your forehead between your eyes. Let's begin by starting to shape that breath without coming all the way to the Ujjayi breath. You start to make your inhales and exhales a little bit deeper. Preparing our mind and our body for practice. And your next inhale, you're going to breathe in through your nose, filling all the way up. From the bottom of the belly, through the chest, into the collarbone. When you get to the top, open your mouth inside out. Nice cleansing breath. Do this again, inhaling, filling up like a glass of water from the bottom to the top. When you get to the top, open your mouth inside out. This time you're going to inhale through your nose, filling all the way up once again. When you get to the top, you're going to seal those lips. With the same intensity, you're going to exhale it out through your nose, creating a slight constriction in your throat. Maybe it makes this oceanic sound or Darth Vader sound. Keeping this breath going, we're going to start to link breath to movement. You inhale, you're going to lengthen through your fingertips as your arms raise overhead. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring your right hand down behind your back, left hand hooks on the right knee. Inhale to center, arms go overhead. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale to center, taking it to the right again. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center once again. On your exhale, you're going to fold forward over those crossed legs, bringing your arms down in front of you. Inhale, coming onto your fingertips, peeking forward. Exhale, melting forward once again. Inhale, come up to your fingertips. Exhale, you're going to roll over onto your hands and knees, coming into a tabletop position. Stay connected with this Ujjayi breath. You're going to inhale, lift your chin, drop your belly, gaze goes up. Exhale, round your back into that angry cat, pushing away from the mat. We're going to take 5 or 6 of these linking breath movements. Just inhale into your cow. Exhale into your cat. Really warming that spine up this Monday morning. Inhale that chin and gaze up. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips skyward as you come into your first downward facing dog. Really feeling it out this Monday morning. Maybe pedal your feet, shifting your hips from side to side. Spreading your weight nice and evenly amongst your hands. Bring those fingers nice and wide. Lifting your tailbone up towards the sky until there's a string pulling you skyward. Go ahead and engage those bandhas, those pelvic floor muscles, those bathroom muscles, as well as your core right below your belly button. Inhale, come up to your tippy toes, pick your gaze forward. Exhale, take tiny little steps as you start to walk your feet forward in between your hands, coming into your first forward fold. Maybe grab opposite elbows, maybe wrap your arms around your legs. Inhale, start to slide your hands up towards your knees or your thighs, your back flattens. Gaze to the horizon, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, arm sweep overhead. Gaze up past your fingertips. Exhale, your hands to heart center, Samasthiti, starting with sun salutation. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Gaze is up. Exhale, fold forward. Gaze between your thighs. Inhale, halfway, gaze forward. Exhale, plant your hands and your feet back, high to low push-up. Inhale, scoop your head and heart. Gaze is up. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Reconnecting with that Ujjayi breath. Re-engaging those bandhas. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Gaze between the thighs. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, arms sweep overhead. Gaze is up. Exhale, your hands to heart center. Samasthiti, take it through again. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, send your feet back, high to low push-up. Inhale, scoop your head and heart. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips to the sky. 5 breaths. Stay with that Ujjayi breath. Inhale, come up to your tippy toes, gaze forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, arm sweep overhead. Exhale, your hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Again, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, from the opposite, high to low. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, tuck, 5 breaths. Inhale, you gaze forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, your hands start center. Take it through 2 more times, linking breath to movement. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, tuck. 5 breaths. Inhale, come up to your tippy toes. Exhale, make your way to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise. Take it through again one more time. Link your breath to movement. After you're finished with that sun salutation there, you're going to inhale, bend your knees, reach down for the mat, touch your fingertips, and lift your arms, sending your hips back, core's tight, back is flat, gaze is up past your fingertips, maybe your big toes are kissing. Maybe sink a little bit lower. We're staying here for 5 breaths or so. Exhale, fold forward, gaze between your thighs. Inhale, halfway, gaze forward. Exhale, plant your hands, send your feet back, high to low push-up. Inhale, scoop your head and heart. Exhale, tuck your toes, your right foot immediately comes through. Left heel pivots down. As you inhale, your arms above your head, gaze is up. Warrior A, trying to square your hips, shoulders, chest, as much as you can towards the front of the mat. Exhale, frame that right foot, send it back to meet your left, high to low. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, tuck your left foot comes through, right heel pivots down. Inhale, sweeping those arms up. Gaze is up to the sky. Once again, squaring your hips and shoulders. Really trying to dig that right edge of the right foot into the mat. Exhale, frame your left foot, send it back, high to low. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, tuck. 5 breaths. This is where we're going to reconnect and re-engage once again. Connecting to that breath and engaging those bondage. Observing how this downward dog feels different from the first one. Inhale, come up to your tippy toes. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway, gaze to that horizon. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend your knees, send your hips back, arms go to the sky. Exhale, your hands start centered. Then keep breath to movement. Inhale, bend your knees, send your hips back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, vinyasa. Inhale, scoop in. Exhale, tuck. Right foot comes through, left heel pivots. Inhale into your warrior A. Exhale, vinyasa. When you get to that downward facing dog, your left foot comes through, right heel pivots down. Inhale into your warrior A on the left side. Exhale, high to low. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Really making this a moving meditation. Making your breath to your movement. I'm merely a guide. If you go faster or slower, feel free to do so. Inhale, come up through your tippy toes, gaze forward. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, full forward. Now bend your knees, send your hips back, arms go to the sky. Exhale, your hands start center. Again, inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, full forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, high to low. Inhale, scoop. Exhale, tuck, right foot comes through. Inhale into your warrior A. Exhale, vinyasa. When you do that downward facing dog, your left foot comes through. Inhale into your warrior A on the left. Exhale, vinyasa. When you get to downward dog, this time you're going to stay for 5 breaths. This is a warm up, getting our bodies ready to get into that standing series. You get nice and deep into the muscles and the connective tissue. Inhale, come up to your tippy toes. Exhale, make your way to the top. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, pull forward. Now bend your knees, send your hips back. Exhale, your hands start center. So I'm going to speak 2 more times. Link your breath to your movement. Here. Forward, halfway. Vinyasa. Then you're going to head your warrior A on the right, and then the left. Really utilizing these downward facing flies. Come back to that breath. From the top of the mat, you're going to inhale your hands to your hips. And exhale your feet hip width apart. Inhale, gaze is up. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, start to tilt at the waist, folding forward, reaching for those big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, pull forward. Gaze will go up into your navel, between your legs. Bending your knees if you need to. This is your practice. Not worrying about what somebody else on the screen is doing. Inhale, peek forward. Exhale, release your toes, but send the palms of your hands underneath the soles of your feet. Fingers will face towards your heels. Inhale, lengthen that spine by trying to lengthen, peeking forward. Exhale, hold it forward. 5 breaths. Inhale, lengthen, peeking forward. Exhale, release your hands, bring them to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, your hands to heart center, Samastiti Jahi. Inhale your right knee into your chest. Exhale, send your right foot to the back of the mat. Both legs remain straight as you inhale your arms to a T. Exhale, start to tilt forward over that right hip, bringing your right hand down to your right thigh, knee, ankle, or maybe even bind your big toes as your left arm goes to the sky. Gaze is up past those left fingertips, really keeping this left shoulder open as much as possible. You can also triangle pose. Exhale your gaze down. Inhale, come up to standing. Arms remain at a T. You're going to shift towards the front of your mat. Keeping your left leg straight, you're going to exhale, tilt over that left hip. Bring your left hand down this time. Right arm goes to the sky. Same options. Knee, thigh, calf, ankle, or big toe. Maybe you observe how one side is different than the other. Gaze is up through those right fingertips. Exhale your gaze down. Inhale, come up to standing. Shifting towards the back of the mat again. Your right hand comes to your right hip. And now your left arm to the sky. Exhale, fold forward on that straight right leg, bringing your left hand down. Keep either side of that right foot. As you inhale your right arm to the sky, gaze is up past your right fingers. Revolve triangle. Observing whether or not you still have that ujjayi breath, if not, bringing it back. Are your bandhas still engaged? Exhale your gaze down. And now come up to standing, shifting towards the front of the mat. Left hand comes to left hip. And now your right arm to the sky. Exhale, full forward of that straight left leg. Right hand comes down to either side. Left arm goes to the sky. Gaze is up past your left fingertips. Exhale your gaze down. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale to the top of your mat, Samastiti. Inhale your right knee back into your chest. Exhale, sends it to the back of your mat. Lunging into your right knee this time. You're going to inhale your arms to a T. Exhale, start to bring that right forearm down to your right thigh. Your left arm swings overhead. Come into this extended side angle. Any variations, you can drop your right hand. Take it a little bit deeper. Keeping this left shoulder open once again. Maybe even take the bind. Keeping that gaze up past your left shoulder. Or if you're here in version 1, your gaze goes past your left fingertip. Exhale your gaze down. And now come up to standing, shifting towards the front of the mat. Lunging into your left knee, left forearm to left thigh, right arm goes overhead. Gaze can go past your right fingertips. Same options are available. Dropping your left hand or taking the bind. Exhale your gaze down. Inhale, come up to standing, shifting back towards the back of the mat. Hands come to a prayer position as you start to twist. Hook that left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Gaze is up past your right elbow. Exhale your gaze down. And now come up to standing, shifting towards the front of the mat. Lunging into that left knee, hooking your right elbow on the outside of your left knee. You can drop your right knee if you need to for balance, or if you want to take the stretch a little deeper. Right heel can be off the mat or on the mat, whatever your body wants. Exhale your gaze down. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale to the top of your mat, Samastiti. Once again, inhale your right knee to your chest. Exhale, send your right foot to the back of the mat. Both toes are to face the long right side of your mat. Inhale your arms to a T. Exhale, start to fold forward, bringing your hands down to the middle of the mat in between your legs. Inhale, peek forward to lengthen. Exhale, fold it forward. Start to walk your hands back between your legs. Gaze up to your navel. Between your thighs. Inhale halfway. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, adjusting your feet if they've slipped out on you. You're going to bring the thumbs into the small portion of your back. As you inhale, you're going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Gaze is going to go up. Exhale, start to fold forward. But listen, keeping that chin long in front of you as long as possible. Getting a nice elongation in the spine. Once you can't fold forward anymore with your gaze forward, go ahead and drop that chin to the chest. 5 breaths. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, adjusting your feet, releasing your hands. Bring them to a T again. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back. You're going to interlace your fingers. Squeezing those shoulder blades back. Opening that chest, gaze is up. Exhale, folding forward, allowing your elbows and hands to fall away from your back. Chin is tucked. Maybe you push those knuckles up towards the spine to get a little bit deeper stretch in your shoulders if it's available. This is a hyperextension in some people's body, just not allow them to do that. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, releasing your hands, adjusting your feet. Inhale your arms to a T once again. Exhale, fold forward, binding your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale, peeking forward. Exhale. Forward, fold. Deep stretch. Pulling on those toes, lifting the hips towards the sky. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release your toes, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale to the top of your mat, Samasthiti. This time you're going to inhale your right knee into your chest. Take a step back, but only about half the distance of that last step. Both toes are going to face the back of the mat. Imagining they're on the railroad tracks, maybe side by side or one right behind the other. Bring your hands behind your back. You're going to grab opposite elbows. And come into a reverse namaste. Inhale your gaze up. Exhale, start to fold forward on that straight right leg. Maybe it starts to challenge your balance. Taking your gaze past that right big toe. Or if you want to take this to a little bit further into your balance posture, touching your chin, taking your gaze into your navel. Inhale, rise all the way standing. Keep your hands where they're at, but turn towards the front of the mat. Again, your feet are on railroad tracks. Inhale your gaze up. Exhale, fold forward of that straight left leg, pyramid pose. Gaze can go past that left big toe, or you can tuck your chin. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, release your hands, come to the top of your mat, Samasthiti. Inhale your right knee into your chest. Again. You can grab your right knee this time. Stay right here. If you want to take it deeper, you can grab those right big toes with your peace fingers. As you inhale, extend that right leg out in front of you. Standing up nice and tall. Exhale, takes you to the long right side of your mat. Gaze over that left shoulder if possible. If you need to be here, that's perfectly fine. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold forward over that straight right leg, but we're going to hold the fold forward. I usually just say fold forward and release. Let's hold it for 5 breaths. Now you can release. Keep your right foot where it is. Hands come to your hip or over your head. Now pick it up. Exhale, release. Good job on the right side, but we have another. Left leg. Inhale your left knee to your chest. Grab your left knee with your left hand. Or grab your toes as you inhale, extending it out in front of you. Exhale, takes you to the long left side of your mat. Maybe your gaze goes over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold forward. We're going to hold it here for 5 breaths. Releasing, bring your hands to your hips or over your head. Really engaging that core to keep those shoulders and chest open. Now pick it up. Exhale, release. Maybe you shake it out a little bit. Gentleman's pose, you can cross your right ankle over your left. Perfectly fine to stay right here. Figure 4. If you want to come into the full version, you know what to do. Bring that right foot into your left hip. Now your right arm to the sky. Exhale, wrap that right hand behind, grabbing those toes. You can't do that. Maybe you grab your right foot with your left knee. Right foot with your right hand. And now your left arm. And exhale, foot forward. Inhale, bend your knees, coming up to the top, kicking that foot out in front of you. Exhale, release. Other side, left ankle over right. Figure 4, bring your left foot all the way into your hip socket. Inhale, whatever arm you need to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Exhale, releasing your bind. Softening that right knee as you inhale, coming up. Keeping that left foot out in front of you. Exhale, release. We've lost a little heat, so let's generate it up. Inhale, sweep your arms above your head. Gaze up. Exhale, pull forward. Gaze between those thighs. Inhale, halfway, peek forward. Exhale, plant your hands. Vinyasa, high to low push-up. Inhale, scoop that head heart. Exhale, tuck your toes, send it to the sky. Downward facing dog. From here, you're going to inhale, come up to your tippy toes. Gaze up. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, bend your knees. Send your hips back. Arms go to the sky. Utkatasana. Chair pose, intense pose, fierce pose, whatever you want to call it. Really feeling this union of opposites rooting into your feet, lengthening through your fingertips. Sink in a little lower. And exhale, fold forward. Gaze between your thighs. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, vinyasa. High to low. When you get to downward facing dog, this time your right foot comes through. Left heel pivots down. Inhale, back into that warrior 8. Squaring as much as possible to the front. Observing how this warrior 8 feels different from the first. Gaze is up through your fingertips. Exhale, keeping your hands where they're at, you're going to straighten that right leg. Start to pivot towards the back of the mat. Taking that lunge into the left knee, warrior A on the back, into the left side. And exhale, windmill your arms to a T, keeping that lunge in that left knee. Gaze past your left fingertips. And screw this chest and hips towards the long right side of your mat. Exhale, straighten that left leg. Pivot towards the front of the mat. Lunging into that right knee, taking warrior B on the other side. Exhale, windmill your hands to the mat. Send your right foot back to meet your left vinyasa. This time when you get to downward facing dog, you're going to inhale, come up to your tiptoes, gaze forward. Exhale, jump all the way through a seated position. Legs are extended long out in front of you. Hands are by your hips. Feet are active, toes are facing up. You're going to tuck your chin to activate that Jalahara Bandha. As you inhale, pushing away from the mat. Getting a nice elongation in the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Bind your big toes with your feet. Inhale, halfway to lengthen. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, feet forward. Exhale, release your fingers. Bring your thumbs behind the big toe. Fingers wrap around the little toe. As you inhale, you're going to push your thumbs forward as you pull your fingers back as though you're opening your feet like a book. Inhale halfway. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release your hands about 6 inches behind your mat. Fingers will face your toes. This time your toes are going to point to the front. You inhale, start to lift your hips. Drop your head to the back. You come into this reverse plank. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring your feet to eye level. Cross your ankles, bend your knees, plant your hands in front of your knees. As you hop or step your feet back to your vinyasa, like your high to low push-up of dog to downward facing dog. When you jump through the seat at this time, your right leg's going to extend out in front of you. Left foot's going to come into your right thigh. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward over that straight right leg. Down into Ashtanga letter A. Get a nice deep stretch into the back side of that right leg. Inhale halfway. Exhale, switching sides. Your right foot comes into your left thigh. Left leg extends out in front of you. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, switching your feet again. But this time we're going to bring your left ankle by your left hip. So you're going to bring your left foot behind you like this, almost like a runner's turtle. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. Bring in your right ankle by your right hip. Left leg out in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. Feet come to eye level. Cross your ankles, take that half vinyasa, planting your hands, bending your feet back like low. Up dog to downward facing dog. This time when you jump through the seat, your right knee is going to be bent, facing the sky, left leg out in front of you. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. If you can, you don't have to do this. You can just stay fold forward right here. You can wrap your arm around your right leg, left arm comes around your back. Just take this bind. Again, if you can't take the bind, just pull forward. Exhale, release your bind. And now come up, switching legs. Left knee will point to the sky. And now your arms up. Exhale, pull forward. Once again, you can take the bind if you want. Exhale, release your bind. Switching legs again. Your right knee's going to point to the sky. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Hook your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Sitting up nice and tall. Lengthening through the crown. Gaze is going to go past your right shoulder. Stay connected with that breath. Exhale, releasing, switching legs, left knee will bend. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, twisting to the left. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Taking your gaze past that left shoulder. Exhale, release. And now your feet eye level. Cross your ankles, take that half vinyasa. After your half vinyasa, you're going to come into my favorite pose of the day. Navasana, both pose. Feet are up at a 45-degree angle. Arms are out in front of you. Maybe you open your arms to open your chest. 5 breaths, rooting into those sit bones, really engaging your core. Exhale, cross your ankles, plant your hands by your hips. Inhale, bump without using your feet. You come back in your boat. 5 breaths. Cross your ankles, plant your hands, inhale, bump. Exhale, release back into your boat. This is the last really challenging pose, so give it your all. Cross your ankles, plant your hands, bump. Exhale, release. 2 more. You can do it. What is that moving? You can do it. Cross your ankles, plant your hands, bump. Last one. Three more breaths. 2, 1. Cross your ankle, plant your hands, bump and roll it all the way through to your half vinyasa. This time when you jump through to seated, the soles of your feet are going to come together. Knees will splay out to the side. Sitting up nice and tall, rooting into those sit bones, moving any excess tissue. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way to seated. Bring your feet in front of you. Crossing your ankles, taking your half vinyasa. Rolling over, planting your hands. High to low push up. Inhale, scoop in. Exhale, tuck. Jump through to a seated, but you're going to come all the way onto your back. Knees will be bent. Arms come by your side. You can grab for your ankles if you would like. Or you can just inhale, lift your hips, and walk your elbows and hands underneath your back. Raising your hips nice and high. Come into this bridge pose for 5 breaths. Keeping those quads engaged, knees are facing forward, not splaying out like this. Exhale, release. If a wheel is in your package, you can bring your hands by your ears. Inhale, coming all the way up. If you can't do a wheel, you can just come into your bridge. Yogi's choice for 5 breaths. Exhale, release. Yogi's choice once again. Inhale, coming up. Lift your hips higher than they've been all day for 3 more breaths. Engage those quads. Exhale, release. You can just stay on your back. No, let's come up. We need to take the counter. Sorry. Come up to a seated. Legs will be long in front of you. Taking this counter pose. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Finding any variation of this forward fold that you would like. Releasing your back and your shoulders. Your tension in your neck, letting your head come heavy. You have an optional to the optional half vinyasa. You can take your half vinyasa if you would like, which is always optional. Or come onto your back. As you inhale your feet to the sky, soles of your feet are to face the ceiling or the sky, depending on whether you're indoors or outdoors. As you come into this up the wall, I would like everybody to stay here for at least 3 breaths today. This is an inversion. You're more than happy to stay right here, or if the shoulder stands in your practice, you can come all the way up into the meaty parts of your shoulder. Point your toes to the sky. 5 breaths. Observing whether or not you still have your core engaged or if your belly pushed toward your nose, like mine was. As you exhale, lowering your feet behind your head if the plow's in your practice. Being mindful of your back and cervical spine. Lift up, bend your knees, look at your pressure pose in your practice. Squeeze your tips with your ears when you need. Exhale, slowly lowering vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming onto your back. Legs will extend long in front of you. Bringing your hands underneath your hips. As you inhale, start to lift your chest and then walk your elbows up underneath the smaller portion of your back. Dropping your head, the crown of your head to the mat. Your eye, the gaze goes to the back. You want to raise your legs and hands to 45, which is exhale, release. If there's anything else you would like to complete your practice, feel free to do so. Maybe you want to rock forward, rock up into maybe a malasana real quick, getting the insides of your hips. Otherwise, just stay on your back. Take your feet to the corners of your mat. Arms will come by your side. Palms can be facing up to receive, or if you need some more grounding this morning, if you're ready for this long week, maybe turn your palms down to the earth. If you release that Ujjayi breath, if you release all muscle engagement, all your abdominals, melting into that mat, your body becomes heavier and heavier as you take rest in Shavasana. slowly start to bring awareness back to your body. Finding small movements, wiggling your fingers and toes. Allowing the movements to organically grow larger. Wiggling your wrists and ankles. Maybe you take your hands overhead for full body stretch. Pulling your toes, stretching your fingertips. Inhaling your knees into your chest, giving them a big hug, rocking your knees back and forth, side to side, massaging that spine. Allowing your knees to fall over to your favorite side. You come into a fetal position. Pushing away from the mat with your top hand, come into a seated position. Eyes remain closed, legs are crossed, hands are at heart center. As you send metta, gratitude, loving kindness to the universe. Bringing both palms over your heart, sending this love and compassion deep inside for yourself. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in your practice this morning. Bring your thumbs into your third eye. The light means love. The light in every single one of you. Thank you all for coming. Hopefully y'all can hear me the whole time. I kept coming up to make sure nobody was chatting at me, making sure I wasn't missing anything. I'm going to unmute everybody. If anybody has anything to say, let me know. Everybody's on, so if you say,
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, welcome, welcome.
Great practice.
Yeah, really bad.
Hi,
They're saying hi, Allison.
Hi.
Thank you, Paul.
Hi, Diane.
Hi, good class.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you.
Bye, Jennifer. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Bailey. Christina.
Hi, Paul.
Bye,
Thank you.
bye, 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 bye.
Bye.
Bye. I
Thanks
actually
a lot.
recorded today. I'm pretty proud of myself. Ha ha.
Yay!
I didn't forget. All right, see y'all later.
Y'all have a good
Bye.
day.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.